Hello and welcome to a yoga video / routine that has been designed just for you and your hamstrings and your lower back. It was highly requested on my other videos and in my Twitch channel. So here you are. There's something that's nice and relaxing that everyone can do. You may want to grab a pillow or something that can act as a bolster if it's uncomfortable for you to have a deep bend in your knee, and some yoga blocks or something similar to yoga blocks, or just make do with your body and gravity. And all right, let's go. Settle onto your mat or towel or floor, wherever you are. We're going to start in a child's pose. Child's pose is very grounding and it does release your lower back. If you are uncomfortable with a deep bend in your knee, grab a pillow and place it on your calves and then sit on the pillow. When I hurt my knee jet skiing, this is what I had to do for a couple weeks until my knee felt better. Place your arms out in front of you, forehead to the ground, connect your third eye to the earth. Now there's different ways you can do your child's pose. You can be on your fingertips, see how that feels on your shoulders if you want more of a shoulder stretch. And if you have blocks, you can place them where your hands are going to go and open up your shoulders even more. That's just something to do. And if you want to just relax and chill, place your hands back down your feet and just have this nice release. It's how I'm gonna stay. It's how I'm feeling today. I've dropped my dog off at the vet to get spayed. I'm gonna pick her up in an hour. I hope she still loves me. Just breathe into your back body here. Just let your body spill over your thighs. Take some time to center yourself. Focus on the breath. Maybe notice how the breath is. Is it shallow? Is it really fast? Can you try counting to 4 on the inhale and then 4 on the exhale? And maybe take a deep inhale and an exhale through the mouth like this. And then we're going to do a little side stretch. So if your hands were behind you, bring them out in front of you again and walk them over to the left side of your center. Feel a nice expanse in your right side body. When you inhale, imagine your breath going to your ribs. Inhale, move to the right side of your center. Feel your ribs expand on the left side. Pet a kitty cat. And then we're going to come up into tabletop pose. So have your wrists under your shoulders, knees under your hips, and we're going to activate the feet. So flex them and press your toes into the mat. And then just settle in here, maybe wiggle around a bit. We're going to inhale, drop into cow pose, lift your tailbone towards the sky, drop your tummy. Exhale, roll into cat pose, form a Halloween cat shape. Inhale, go the opposite direction into cow. Exhale, back into cat pose. You can even move back and forth here, see how that feels on your shoulders. Inhale into cow pose. Maybe rock forward, see how that feels. Exhale into kitty cat pose. Feel free to move around here. This is your practice. cow pose and then cat pose. Go at your own speed. And then go back to neutral and kind of wiggle it out. Like you're a snake slithering in the sand. Inhale, look over your left shoulder. Exhale, look over your right. Come back to center. Inhale up into your cow, and then do a little neck stretch. Gently bring your right ear to your right shoulder just a little bit. Take a breath here, switch sides. And then come back to neutral, and we're going to press back into downward dog. So have your index fingers parallel to each other. You don't have to have your heels on the ground. Go wherever you are. We're all going to bend our legs. On an inhale, exhale, press your heels to the ground. We're going to do this a few times. Warm up the hamstrings. Find space in your side bodies. And then, pedal it out slowly. Inhale, bend your right leg. Exhale back to center. Inhale, bend your left leg. And really just wiggle here. Find movement in your downward dog. Now then inhale, both tippy toes up high, and then slowly walk forward until your feet meet your wrists. And we're going to go into nice forward fold here. This is a great release for your lower back. It also helps out your hamstrings, and if you bend your knees, you'll find that you'll have an even greater release in your lower back, and you could just fold over your thighs. And then feel free to grab your elbows if you want the extra shoulder stretch. I don't know why I have so much trouble saying shoulder. And then just hang out here. Take nice deep breaths. I guess I should mention that your feet should be about a fist distance apart. And then place your hands back on the earth. If they don't reach, you can put your hands on some blocks. No shame in bringing the earth closer to you. And we're going to inhale halfway up, keeping a flat back with your hands either on the ground, your shins, or your thighs, anywhere but your knee. And you're going to lengthen your side body, draw your heart forward and the crown of your head straight out in front of you like a laser. And then exhale back into your forward fold, possibly even deeper this time. And then inhale back to that flat back, and we're going to go for a little twist here. Leave your left hand on the ground and reach your right hand towards the sky, looking up at your hand, keeping length in your left side body. Don't let it crunch in. And if you want to take a bind, you can place your right hand on your left thigh and release from there. And then we're going to switch sides, bend your right knee, reach your left hand towards the sky. Lengthen your side body and go for that bind again. And have the veins popping out of your forehead for some reason. Release from there, forward fold. And then we're going to wiggle it here again. Pedal your feet back and forth. The song Gooey came on, so I just started wiggling away. Inhale, come up to that flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale all the way up, flat back. Bring your palms together at the sky, and then draw your thumbs to your chest. Inhale, bring your hands back to the sky. Exhale, with a flat back, come down to your forward fold. Inhale, and we're going to step back the right foot into a low lunge. Try to imagine scissoring your legs together. That'll line up your hip. So you want to draw your right hip forward, your left hip back. Your back foot is active and up. Your heel's not on the ground, you're on your toes. Lengthen your side body. Draw the crown of your head straight ahead of you. And we're going to do a little strength here. Release your hands from the ground and bring them back by your hips like you're an arrow. And release from there. Drop your right knee to the ground gently, and you're going to stake your left heel into the ground and straighten it. Hello, hamstrings. If you have blocks and you find it uncomfortable touching the ground, feel free to grab your blocks. Try to keep a flat back here. Imagine pointing your tailbone behind you. And then with a Then you're going to lengthen out your side body and draw the crown of your head towards your toes. And this whole time, I would like you to be flexing your left foot and make sure your right foot is active as well with your toes on the ground. Breathe into your hamstring. Draw your left hip back. What are you feeling right now? I know when I stretch my hamstrings, I feel free. I feel fear. Inhale, come up from there, and then we're going to place our left foot out at about 10 o'clock. And then you're going to rotate from the femur, all the way from the femur. Rotate your pinky toe side of your foot towards the ground and say hello to your third hamstring. Keep your hands on the ground. Try to maintain a flat back. And just breathe. Breathe into that muscle. Send it some love. Straighten your foot out. Place your sole of your foot on the ground. And we're going to do a little twist. Lift your left hand towards the sky. If you have more room, you can go for a back bend. Exhale, release from there. And we're going to go to a plank pose and then drop down into a plank pose on your forearms. Planks are excellent at strengthening your lower back, and it's also stretching your hamstrings. Try to keep your hips level, palms on the ground, feet active. Tuck your tailbone so your belly button is drawing into your spine. My butt needs to be a little bit lower here. Seems to be a problem of mine every time I watch myself in videos. And then for fun, try to push back on your elbows so you are in a downward dog on your forearms, and then leave your knees bent. And that should feel really nice on your hamstrings and lower back. And it's a nice shoulder opener too. And then for fun, press up into your normal downward dog. And walk your feetsies back up to your wrists into a forward fold. Hang here for a moment, see how you feel, check in with your body. Notice the difference between each side. Inhale up to halfway to a flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale with a flat back, reach up towards the sky, palms together, and lower your thumbs to your heart. Nice breaths here. Inhale, bring your palms back to the sky. Exhale, forward fold with a flat back. Inhale, lift halfway. And exhale, you're going to step your left foot back into a low lunge. Rotate your left foot, rotate your left hip forward and your right hip back and underneath you. Try to rotate the inner thigh of your left leg up towards the sky and keep length in your sides. Reach forward with the crown of your head. Now we're going to go for that strength and balance challenge again, and reach your hands back behind you. Keep your core active like you do in a plank. It's like you're a runner about to shoot up. Exhale, release your hands back to the ground. Gently lower your left knee to the mat and stake that right foot into the earth and straighten it out. And I should have mentioned this before, but you can definitely have a bend in your knee if it's too tight. It doesn't have to be all the way straight, and definitely do not hyperextend. And then inhale, lengthen your sides, and exhale, fold forward, drawing the crown of your head towards your toes. Feet are active. And send your breath and love to your hamstring. And you can even inhale and lengthen yourself again, and then exhale, fold forward. And then when you come up from there, place your hands on the inside of your right leg, draw your right leg out to 2 o'clock, and rotate the pinky toe side of your foot towards the ground. And draw the crown of your head directly out in front of you. If you want an even deeper stretch, just draw that right femur back into its socket a bit more. And remember, you're rotating from the femur, not from the knee, not from the ankle. This should feel really good and a muscle you didn't even realize that you had. I know the first time I did this, I was just like, whoa, there's a third hamstring. All right, flatten out your foot so the sole of your feet's on the ground. Lift your right hand towards the sky. You can reach up above. If you have space for a back bend, reach behind you. And then release from there and pet a kitty. And because my cat decided to go underneath me, we're going to do a normal plank. Because she decided that plank on the forearms was just no more. We're going to make it interesting. So isometrically draw the palms of your hands towards your feet. That will engage your lats. Draw your belly button to the spine. Aim your tailbone towards your heels. That'll protect your lower back. And isometrically squeeze your thighs together. And don't fall on the kitty cat. And release back into downward dog. In your downward dog, you want to be rotating your shoulders internally. Have length in your sides. Point your tailbone towards the sky. Inhale up onto your heel. On an inhale, lift up onto your toes. And then exhale, gently lower yourself down onto your knees. Lower yourself to sit on your knees. Again, if this is too much for you, place that pillow underneath you on your calves. And we're going to open up our chest a bit. Bring your hands back behind you, fingers pointing towards your feet. And draw your chest towards the sky. Inhale, come back from there. And we're going to go down onto our booties and stretch our feet out in front of us. Take a nice seat. Inhale, reach your arms to the sky. Find length in your body and your spine. And then exhale, fold forward. And it's totally fine. In fact, it's even better to have a little bend in your knee here because it's going to help release the lower back even more. The lower back and the hamstrings are so connected. In fact, people will have lower back issues if they have, Miranda. People tend to have lower back issues if they have tight hamstrings, so stretching the hamstrings will also help the back. If you can grab your ankles, you can grab your heels or your toes, and just breathe. You can play around with different ways with your hands, and then come up from there. And we're going to lower down onto our backs. Adjust your ponytail if you need to. And draw your knees to your chest and give yourself a little hug. This is a nice gentle release for the lower back. And you can rock back and forth or side to side, and that'll give a nice little massage across your sacrum. Interesting fact about the sacrum, it is the last bone in your body to completely dissolve. It's the final one. And then you can release from there and bring your feet to the sky and grab the pinky toe side of your feet, and then rock back and forth. This is called Happy Baby. Bring the soles of your feet together, full thigh stretch, and then release your right leg to the ground. Leave your left knee bent, and then cross it over to your right side for a little twist and pet the kitty cat. When you breathe in, imagine length. And then your exhale, relax into the twist. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, draw your knee to your chest, and then gently guide it over to the left. If your knee is not touching the ground, you can place a pillow or a block underneath it so you can release into the twist. Inhale, come back to center. Take a moment to let your spine readjust. And then settle in for your Shavasana. So bring your hands by your sides. Have your palms facing up if you would like to receive whatever it is that you want to receive from the universe, or have your palms down to the ground for a grounding effect. Relax your ankles, let your feet just splay out to the sides. Draw your shoulders underneath your back. And let your breath return to normal. This is a meditation at the end of your yoga practice to be still and allow all of those movement and poses to integrate into your system. If you're having trouble calming your mind, a practice that I often do is I imagine that I'm in a cave, and at the opening of a cave there is a waterfall, and I'm sitting in this dark cave, and as thoughts arise, I let them go into the water and fall away. And I spend time imagining what this cave looks like, how big the opening is. Are there plants growing on the wall? And what do you see beyond the water? What's outside the cave? Is it daytime? Do you have a fire going in the cave? So create your own environment, and as thoughts arise, just let them wash away like the waterfall. Just let them go. And then wiggle your feet. Go for a full body stretch by bringing your hands above you. And then draw your heels by your booty, roll onto your right side into a fetal position and press away from the earth. And come to a comfy seat. Bring your hands by your sides, draw your palms up to the sky, final full body stretch, bring your palms together, lower your thumbs to your eyebrows, thanking yourself for this time and this moment that you've spent taking care of yourself, and then draw your thumbs to your heart, give yourself some self-love, and then namaste. Thank you for practicing with me. I hope this video was beneficial to you, and if there are any more videos you'd like to see, just let me know in the comments below. Let me know what you thought of this video, and yeah, have a wonderful rest of your day or evening.